What's going on, Mayhem Junkies, friends, followers, all the above? I want to go ahead and dive into my 2024 fishing season. The season is just about over. I think we have like a classic left for Virginia Elite 70s. But other than that, we're just picking up, weekend tournaments or whatever when we can for the rest of the year until probably next spring. So I wanted to go ahead and just break down my 3 tournament trails that I'm fishing. I fished this year, and I'm also fishing next year. Maybe some of the things I learned, and go from there. So first and foremost, I got to give a big shout out to some tournament directors. Steve Camp with Elite Alphas and the Elite Team Series. Amazing job. Him and his staff are phenomenal. It's a very well-run, organized trail. Seamless. There's no flaws. But again, he will say different, but don't let him lie to you. Mr. Brad Webb himself and him and his family, and Keith Jones, they actually put on a phenomenal John Boat Elite trail in the Hampton Roads area in North Carolina. And those guys are hammers, or he's a hammer. His brother is a hammer. And his family does a fantastic job keeping things organized, from payouts to scales to the whole shebang. So hats off to both of you guys. You guys earn a trophy in my books. All right, so anyhow, we're going to go ahead and break down the schedule from this past year. I'm going to kind of keep this kind of short and sweet. I'm not going to get too long-winded, but we're going to start off with the Virginia Elite Alpha Series trail. This was a new tournament trail Steve Camp and his team put on this year, and it was a great results. And I'm so glad that they make some changes for next year, actually adding additional lake to the schedule. But I love the format. And the Alpha Series is amazing. So if you guys not have followed this one yet, go ahead and go on to Virginia Elite 70s Alpha Series. Like their page, follow along with how things are going. And I promise you won't be disappointed. I do know they have a live coverage for the weigh-ins, but not during the day. They just have a live weigh-in process, along with the award ceremony, etc., which is pretty amazing. You get the Frank Poirier hot seat, which is pretty cool. You can see the guys who come in thinking they have like an 18-pound bag, and then someone drops a 24-pound bag, which you have to get off the hot seat. It's pretty cool. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and dive into the very beginning of it. In March, we had Bugs Island. Congrats to Chaz, local hammer here, who got the inaugural win on that one. I do know that it was raining, just cold, just miserable time to be on the water, but we got through it. I think I got a 30th place, and I was fishing on my John boat on that one. So I struggled a little bit, but I've got a little something. I thought it was I just couldn't get a big bite. And that was the consensus all year long, is like to the last tournament, I could not get a big bite. I'd done very well in practice. Like if there was a trophy of participation for practice time, I would have blew it out of the park. Like I would have won practice on just about every one of them, which I did practice for, minus a few. But we'll go down a rabbit hole in a few minutes. In May, we went to the James River. I love the James River, and I was kind of limited what I can do. Again, I'm in my John boat, no excuses, and I think I got a 40th place or something like that. I mean, I caught the snot out of them. I probably caught 60, 70 fish, but I just couldn't get a big bite to go with the bag. All right, so then comes July on the Potomac. And I've only been in Potomac one other time other than practice and the tournament. I think I got another 40th place somewhere in that. I don't know exactly, but during practice, I went up, me and my boy went up there the weekend prior. And, dude, we caught the snot out. Like, I thought I was on some good ones. Like, I got it covered and was close to the ramp. And I can tell you one thing, those snakeheads, we caught, I don't know, we probably caught 20 snakeheads, every one of them over 5 pounds. Like, it was one of those deals on a frog, and you know, we were smoking. The boy had a good time. So we had some good memories on that one, and I'm very thankful that one's on the schedule. So we didn't place, but again, we got the top 40. So we done good. So overall, I was in the mid 30s, I think 33, 34th place overall, out of about 75, 77 guys. So it wasn't too bad. It was a learning experience, and it actually opened my eyes up a little bit. You know, I really do miss my big boat. So I'm going to make some changes for 2025. So hopefully it kind of open my horizon where I can go fish at, etc. So again, the Virginia Elites Alpha Series is a phenomenal trail, and I look forward to next season. It sets up perfect. And again, if you guys don't have checked them out yet, go to their website on Facebook or whatever, and like it and go from there. So, all right. So we had the Virginia Elites 70s Team Series. Me and my boy Parrish, we busted our ass, dude. We really worked extremely hard on all these events. Like, we practiced hard. I mean, we killed practice. We did. We found them in practice, but the tournament day come along, we just, I don't know, maybe we stuck all the fish. It was a fluke. I just don't know. So I'm going to go run down to the schedule real quick. So the first one was Smith Mountain Lake. I love Smith Mountain Lake, but that place is very finicky that time of the year. And this is something I have to learn. I think this is my second season, maybe third season fishing Smith Mountain Lake, and I'm a slow learner. Like you guys know, I'm like a blind squirrel chasing a nut, and then I get my vision halfway back. It's going to take some time for me to actually get my bearings straight with these lakes that, you know, they're kind of 3.5, 4 hours away, where I can actually do some damage. And Smith Mountain Lake is one of those places where I can see a win in my future. And I love that lake, the way it sets up, especially in the early springtime, late spring. And I just, but this year we did okay. We did a mediocre, I think, somewhere in the middle of the pack. Again, most of all of our tournaments, I think we're between 25th and 40th, other than, I think, Lake Anna, where my boy Parrish couldn't make it, and I had a substitute, and I didn't even win my fishing. I think I had 13 pounds or something. And but anyhow, but overall, these tournaments for this year were an eye-opener for a couple reasons. One is understanding these bodies of water and how they're fishing, and some self-reflection on things that I have to work on. Like, I know these larger impoundments, these man-made reservoirs, highland reservoirs, I guess, you know, I do struggle a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. They set up a whole lot different than some of the current fisheries, the river the fishing situations. So again, then we had April 20th, towards the end of April, we had the Chowan River. Man, I love that river. I caught, I don't even know how many fish I caught. I caught probably 180 to 100 fish that day. And it was just a good time fishing with Parrish. And again, we just couldn't capitalize and get a big bite. And that's some things we have to work on. You know, this year going for 2025, do we cut the hooks off? We don't stick any fish, or we stick a couple fish first thing in the day, and then cut the hooks off, and then just practice and shake them off. You know, it's kind of a fine line. It's like, what do you do? Or do you spend more time, 90% of your time looking at cover, marking some brush piles, water clarity, things like that. So that's something that we're going to have to take into consideration for 2025. How much practice catching are we actually going to do versus actually driving? So that's something I haven't done in the past, and I'm looking forward to that one. All right, so then we got May. We got on the James River, oh mighty James River. I love the James again, but it was a nasty day outside, and I think we, 6 or 7 footers going down through the James, and it was rough, like the roughest I've ever seen it. I mean, I got soaking wet. I mean, we were spearing waves left and right. That damn Phoenix held up. I'm very proud of it, and I'm proud of Parrish for doing his due diligence and riding that thing out. He did a good job. But yeah, the James, it was just tough on us. We did what we could. So again, July, went to Potomac, and we ran through some areas, and we did get a check. We got paid, but it wasn't for bass. My boy Parrish, he caught a giant ass snakehead. I don't even remember how much it was. 17, 20-pound snakehead. I mean, it was massive. So if you guys haven't seen that one yet, go to my Facebook profile or go to the Virginia Elite 70s team page. Scroll back down through July, and you'll see those snakeheads. I mean, they were massive. So at least we got paid for something. We came home, a little change in our pocket, and felt good. Just to kind of get, earn some back, recoup some of the money lost. So anyhow, we have the Classic in October on Bugs Island, the Jackson Huxton Memorial Tournament. And I'm looking forward to this one. I've been kind of practicing a little bit out there, doing my due diligence, and in between other tournaments, I've been out there doing what I can, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hope the water's where it comes up a little bit, and puts fish where I want them to be. But I'm really looking forward to the Classic in October. So if you guys haven't followed along yet, pay attention to this one, because this one's going to be a doozy. All right, here we go. Last but least, the John Boat Elite Series. So if you guys don't know what JBET stands for, it's John Boat Elite Tournament Trail. And I tell you, man, these guys are the best of the best in the Hampton Roads. Hats off to these guys. I mean, I've learned so much. I think it's 6 years now in the making, and I've been with them ever since. And I'm so proud and humble to be part of this organization and been there since the ground days. And again, I can't emphasize how much I appreciate these guys, because they really make you fish. Like, you're not burning up a lot of gas. You're burning maybe 3 to 5 gallons a weekend, chasing these little greenfish around. And you're spending more time on that trolling motor. And you're learning, you're understanding the ambiances of how the fish are setting up, what's going on with the fish. I mean, your bait selections. I mean, it really does make it, whether it's a reaction bait, a dragon bait, a topwater. I mean, I've learned so much in the past, like I said, 6 years fishing with this tournament trail, that I am very thankful that I started fishing with these guys, because again, you have the Webbs, Brad Webb, Dustin Webb. These guys are rock stars, man. I'm surprised they're not fishing the elites already, but I don't know what's holding them up. Maybe because they're not good enough. But again, guys, you got Jesse Pierce out there. You have Noah Peters. You have Noah Peters. We've had some issues this year, but we worked it out. And Jesse Wade, Jesse Allen, and Matt Holt. Don't forget the red bearded dragon. And again, guys, you guys are amazing, and I look up to you guys, and I appreciate y'all. So anyhow, we're going to go ahead and run through the schedule real quick. I'm just going to run through so many of them. In February, we went to Western Branch, and that one right there was weird for me. I think day one I had caught them. Day two, I struggled a little bit. But I love Western Branch. I fish it all the time. I overthought all of these, to be honest. I try to think outside the box a little bit, and it screwed me this year. So next year I'm going to kind of keep it simple and just go fishing. In March, we went to Northwest River. As much as I hate that place, it's got a lot of big fish in it. It sets up how I like to fish. I just never been able to accommodate that fishing style. For some reason, something about that river is different. Maybe because I haven't covered enough water. I saturate more on that lake or that river system than I do anywhere else. And I think maybe that's what gets me in trouble. That one there, I think, actually from the past, is that one's a You need to fish a spot, move. Fish a spot, move on. So, you know, I'm going to try that going forward next year. April, Chowan River. Man, that one was special to me. I didn't win it. I don't even think I got maybe top 7th or 8th place. I'm not even sure. But dude, I caught 70, 80 fish on that one. And I actually had to retire a crankbait, a square bill, somewhere up there. But anyhow, it's up on the retired shelf of stuff. Dude, it's like every other cast. But it was weird that on that crankbait, what was happening for me to get bit and actually catch the fish, I had to smack the stump, I had to get hung up, and then it would come free and I would catch the fish. Literally, I had to make myself get hung up. They would eat it, and I would get them in the boat. It was the weirdest damn event ever, but I had a good time. April 27th, I'm sorry, that was a Chowan. The June was Roanoke Lake. Again, I went back to some history. I fished history on that one. I didn't do so well. In July, we went to the James. I think I burned every bit of 5 gallons of fuel in that John boat every day. Like, I was just running around with history. I found the winning fish on that one on day 1. But day 2, I think I had another boat in there that I had to compete with, and I think my tide cycle was mixed up or something. But that one right there, it was in my wheelhouse to win it. But again, I screwed the pooch on that and didn't capitalize. I didn't make any adjustments. I did not adjust for day 2, which means I didn't adapt. Like, I just started fishing all brand new water, and I didn't think it through. But you know, it is what it is. So, all right. Then we had August. We had Meade and Cahoon. You know, which Meade and Cahoon in Suffolk, you have 2 lakes, but they're all by pretty much like a large dam. You have Meade here on the right side of the boat ramp, and you have Cahoon, which is on the left side. Completely different lakes, but they're pretty much within the same 100-yard stretch of each other. And they put those both in the hats because they're kind of small lakes. But anyhow, I ran around Meade, and I seen a lot of fish suspending, and kind of in the back of the creek channels where I guess first it starts to get shallow. And you know, I tried shaking at them. They were so finicky. So congrats to Noah Peters on dropping a mega bag on that one and figuring that shit out. So, all right. So anyhow, this month we had Roanoke River in North Carolina, and you know, day 1, you know, I dropped a little 17 pounds. I had a 4 and a 5, almost, or 2 5-pounders pretty much, plus little dinks. So I took the lead on that one. And, you know, I got some hardware, a little spending money. I won my first Jumbo Elite tournament, which is very hard to do. And honestly, I think Brad mentioned that for the events this year, all new guys, which was impressive. So these new guys are not new guys, but they've been around the trail since the very beginning, and they're starting to catch on. They're starting to learn. They're starting to adjust to some of these different lakes we're going to. So it's kind of important to stick around and hold to it. You know what I mean? So, all right. So anyhow, I'm stop rambling, guys. I know I've been rambling for a while, and I really do appreciate everybody who's followed along with me this season. And 2025, we got some real good things coming up. I know the Alpha Series has been out. The Virginia Elite 70s Team Series is out. Just waiting on the Jumbo Elite Series. And I'm going to go ahead and do a recap on those 3. And we'll go from there. So, again, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in this year. It's been amazing. I learned a lot. And, honestly, I love it. Like, it's... I tweak in the garage all the time. Not like kind of drug tweak. I'm talking about, you know, this type of tweaking right here, like crankbaits and spinner baits. That's the kind of tweaking I'm talking about. This stuff right here, all this shit. So I tweak on everything, and I'm trying to learn. But I'm gonna simplify this year, or 2025. I'm gonna simplify. I'm not gonna hook as many fish in practice, and try to find some better water clarity, and we'll see what happens. So again, guys, I appreciate everybody tuning in, and please follow along. If you guys haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do that. I would really appreciate that. It really helps me out. Just trying to get up there to about 1,000 subscribers, so we start making a little bit of cabbage. So again, guys, I appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the next time. And also, guys, we're gonna do a couple plugs for my sponsors this year. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be sitting here today talking about what's going on. You know, they support me 100%, and I'm very grateful for the partnership that I have with these companies. We only have 3. So we're going to go ahead and start with, a couple. We'll go ahead and start with the Kisselcraft Custom Rods MHX blank. I'm going to talk about this one very specifically because this is my all just about. It's a 7-foot rod. It's the MB843 7-foot series. It's a 7-foot rod, 10 to 17 pound test, 3/16 to 3/4 ounce. To me, this rod's almost like a medium heavy, but in a short version, but got a little fast tip to it, where I can throw a square bill on it. I can throw a spinnerbait, a 3/8 half ounce spinnerbait. I can throw a medium sized jerkbait on it. I can throw a popper on it, a Texas rig, a small Texas rig. I mean, there's so many key options with this rod. This rod is probably one of my most versatile ones, and it handles braid, it handles fluorocarbon, monofilament very well, and I'm very impressed. This is actually my go-to for my jackhammer rod. So if you guys are looking for a good jackhammer or a chatterbait bladed jig rod, this rod right here, the 7-foot, the MB 864 series 7-foot, is the go-to for a jackhammer or a chatterbait. All right. So the second thing, again, these are all, I'm not going to rate them in 1, 2, 3 order from top to best, but these companies have been by me for a while. Vector hooks, the Tornado Trebles. If you haven't tried them, you might want to get them. Also, you have the Vector hooks, the Wacky hooks. You have the they have so many varieties. They have the EWGs, the 1/0, 2/0 finesse EWGs, for drop shots. They have the circle hooks for big catfish, the EWGs for flipping, or creature style baits or whatever. So they have a wide variety. Head over to www.vectorlures.com and give them a shout out. Just try the hooks. If you don't like them, I'll buy them from you personally. All right, third is, they've been with me for, this is my 2nd year now, MGM Cold Tags. If you guys are not familiar with them, well built clip. It's got a little flotation device right here on a little lanyard, and it's got the number on it. All right, I love it. So I can actually, during the day, this thing actually floats on top, and I can look on top and see, okay, there's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always keep number 6 in the boat. They come with a pair of 6 or a set of 6. So if you're calling during the day and you want to call out number 2, and for somehow or another you want to just put number 6 on the fish, that's number 2, you throw it in there while you can do what you have to do. So that's what works best for me. So anyhow, Kisselcraft custom rods, Vector hooks, MGM Cold Tags. Thank you guys very much for supporting me this year, and I look forward to doing business with you guys next year. So again, if you guys have not checked them out yet, please do. Give them a like, maybe buy a product to see what they're about. So again, thank you all.